YouTube, what's up? How's it going? It's Jeff here. It's been a little while. I've been working on a couple things. More on that later if I get to it. Trying to figure out what kind of software programs I can use to start making better videos. Struggling with it, quite frankly, because I feel like my videos are pretty shitty looking and unprofessional, and I want to shoot them with my laptop, but I have an older laptop, and all kind of crybaby bullshit. But long story short, I'm working on stuff. I shot a really killer Dead Can Dance retrospective video using using a free trial software package called Movavi. Put all kind of cool inserts, text, all kind of cool shit, and come to find out when I render it, get ready to upload it, it's full of fucking watermarks and I can't use it. Man, am I pissed about that. But anyway, so I thought I'd shoot something quick here, and this is something I wanted to get out as fast as I could on Thanksgiving Day. So happy Thanksgiving to all you that do that kind of shit, and those of you that don't, that are in other countries that don't celebrate that whatever the hell it's celebrating. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Anyway, so cool. I'm going to do this VC questionnaire. I saw it on Dennis's channel, Analog Archives, which I'll link in the description. Kick-ass channel. Dennis is a rad dude. Has massively kick-ass demos, especially thrash demos. He was around in the San Francisco scene when that shit was happening in the late 80s. I am super fucking jealous, Dennis. Seriously. Would have loved to have been there. I was on the wrong coast for that. Right age, wrong coast. But I think he got it from Liam and the Death Doom MetalHead channel, which I subscribe to. He's great. Really fucking awesome channel. Check that out. Link that as well. So, basically, here's the questions. Why start a YouTube channel? That's a great question. I've asked myself that a number of times. It took me about 6 months to kind of get around to doing this. And frankly, a lot of it had to do with the fact that, we're stuck inside. There's not a lot to do if you're abiding by all that stuff, which I try to, because I live with two older gentlemen that are in the prime category for COVID, so I don't want to jeopardize their health. So I'm kind of stuck inside a lot. I've also got some health problems that I'm dealing with that are kind of necessitating that I kind of lay low. So I thought I'd try doing this thing. Everybody's doing it. Seems that way anyways. But basically, in watching some of the channels I started watching late last year, in the fall and the winter, I live in Pennsylvania, so it gets cold. I'm getting old and I don't run around outside as much as I used to, and I started watching a lot of YouTube, and I went down the rabbit hole that you do with the metal vinyl community channels. I don't just watch the metal ones, I watch a lot of other ones, but I just started thinking, I got a shit ton of music, got a shit ton of concert t-shirts, have gone to a lot of shows, got a pretty deep experience in my almost 55 years of music and concerts and all that kind of stuff, and I thought, what, why not? Who cares? If nobody watches, it's not a big deal. Gives me something to do, and it's kind of fun. And so that's kind of why I started the YouTube channel. What it's really yielded in the last 6 to 8 months is I've met some really fucking kick-ass cool people, most of whom I've already referenced in my prior two videos, but a lot of really cool dudes. We stream pretty much every weekend, a group of us does. I don't do it every single weekend, but I generally jump in, and it's just a way to meet cool people that enjoy the same kind of things that you do. Metal is kind of one of those genres that's, we're kind of not looked at with, we're looked at with the hairy eyeballs sometimes when we're wearing our Dio shirts and our Despo Omega shirts and our Sun shirts and all that kind of stuff like that. We're looked at like we're kind of pariahs and weirdos, and we probably are, and who gives a fuck. But long story short, it's cool to connect with people out there in the YouTuberverse that are into the same things you are, and exchange of ideas, exchange of information on bands that you may know a lot about that someone else doesn't, exchanging some of the information that you may have in your collection with regards to stuff you have that other people haven't seen before. It's a cool thing, and so that's why I started the YouTube channel. Second question, is there a go-to genre? Yeah, I would say for me, I really am multi-genreal. It's probably not a word, but I just made it up. I love a lot of different types of musics and genres. You know, everything from jazz to classic rock to EDM to industrial to dark ambient, prog rock, prog metal, all those kind of things. I love a lot of different kinds of music, but I would say probably my go-tos, at least in the last 15-20 years, is progressive rock, progressive metal, death metal, and in the extreme world, probably some black metal. I'm not as big on black metal as I am on death metal. Death metal is definitely my jam. Sorry, my hair's kind of fucking with me here. Those would probably be my primary genres that I really listen to a lot. Death doom is probably one of my favorites. And that's where I'd say 60%, 70% of my collection is focused on. You know, bands like Rush, Fates Warning, Dream Theater, death metal like Death, Celtic Frost, Emperor, you know, bands like that. That's my jam. Jethro Tull, Camel, Yes. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, I like stuff like Led Zeppelin, and I like stuff like Bad Company, and you know, I love stuff like Dio, obviously. So I'm kind of all across the map, and you'll see as I get into my collection slowly, and I want to explain something about that quickly. As some of the people that know me well know, I won't be doing a rundown A through Z of my collection. That's just not possible. A couple years ago I had to move abruptly and quickly from a bad relationship, and a lot of my stuff went in storage where it stayed for quite a long time. And although it was packaged in boxes in storage alphabetically, when I got it out about a year and a half ago, I do not have the space or I have a lot of limitations on what I can do, and I can't put 2,000 or 3,000 CDs up on the wall to show you. You can see a little bit of my Blu-ray and box sets, some of my box sets. There's a shit ton of stuff over here. I'm not going to move it around and show you right now, but basically I'm not going to be able to go through my collection that way. So a lot of my stuff's going to come in dribs and drabs that are more band specific. You know, I may pull out my Death collection, or I may pull out my Jimi Hendrix collection, or my Led Zeppelin or Tangerine Dream, and go through what I own and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to be able to do it in a linear A through Z type fashion because of the way that things are stored. I've got 34 boxes that have anywhere from 200 to 400 CDs in them, and they're all mixed up, unfortunately, now, because in the last year and a half I started fucking things up, and it's a complete clusterfuck, but it is what it is. So that's how my collection is going to roll out, at least at this point, until I move into my own place again, out on my own. Okay, so third one, which music genre do I not get? I'm not a rap guy. I just don't get it. I understand its cultural importance. I understand its societal impact. I understand how, you know, these days it's what most of the kids and probably people probably back into their 40s listen to quite a bit. And I was there when, you know, Run DMC and Aerosmith did their, you know, rock jam thing and all that. And you know, it's cool, but it just doesn't work for me. I got some Beastie Boys, I got some Prince. They're not rap. But I don't think I own any rap except for Dalek. I think I've got some Dalek, which is really weird, avant-garde, dark shit that's really cool. But I just don't get rap. And I also can't fucking stand America type country western, man. I hate that shit. I couldn't tell you who's even in that kind of genre these days. I remember like Garth Brooks and Travis Tritt and all that kind of stuff. I could not tell you one artist that's in that genre. I just don't. There's some great players in it, some great musicians in it, and you know, certainly in America, you know, we love our America country, but it just is not for me. You're never gonna see any of it on my channel. Sorry, just not gonna happen. Okay, next up here, what change would I make to my YouTube channel? Well, at this point, I've only got, this is my third video, and you know, I'm going to be cranking them out a little bit more methodically here coming up when I figure out my software package I want to use. But the changes I would want to be would just to make it more professional, because my videos are kind of fucking lame. Let's be honest, they're not that good. I'm just using a camera, pointing and shooting, and blasting my shit out at you, and it's the best I could do right now, given my circumstances. But I think in the coming weeks I'll have something better figured out on that front, and with regards to editing software, and I'll have hopefully understood it a little better. I'm getting some guidance from my fellow YouTubers like Rick at Dreadful Minutes and Devin over at Maze of Torment, and those guys have been very, very helpful. They put together my banner and my avatar. Thank you, Rick. You fucking rule, dude. And Devin put together my little intro piece that I'm going to start using in my videos. I don't know if it's going to be on this one, but hopefully when I get my software package and can edit stuff, I'll be able to use that. He did a killer job on that. Although I've already got my first YouTube strike from using the Can I Play With Madness Iron Maiden sample. So anyway, want to make my YouTube channel more professional. It's never going to be like a life goal to be a YouTuber professionally, but I just would like my videos to look cooler. And so that's where I'm ultimately going to head, hopefully. Question number 5. You have an album in your collection where you're not sure where it came from? Yes, I do. Triumph's Just a Game from 1977? 79, I'm sorry. Cool, nice gatefold. This is an original press. No big deal, because there's millions of them out there. But when I found this in my collection a couple months ago, I was like, where did that come from? I have no idea where this came from. And in looking around on here, and I can't find it. I don't know where I saw it. Oh, there it is, right there. If you can see that, it says Triumph Just a Game, Carrie Ramsey. Well, Carrie Ramsey is the mother of my children and my ex-wife. We've been divorced 16 years, I think, something like that. So somehow I ended up with her Triumph Just a Game album, and I'm keeping it. Yeah, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Anyway, killer album, great fucking band, one of my favorite bands. But that's my album, Carrie. Sorry. Do you have any idols? Yes, the Rush guys. Neil Peart, Alex Lifeson, Geddy Lee. Those are my 3 fucking rock and roll heroes. Those guys mean so much to me. I love that band. I don't love everything they've done, but I love that band, and it's my favorite band by far. The Rush retrospective will be coming, but probably not for a while, so I'm going to quit talking about it. Sorry. I got to meet those guys in 2007 on the Snakes and Arrows tour, and when I do my Rush retrospective, I'll get more into that story, but got to tell you, that was one of those moments where I'm standing in line going, are you fucking kidding me? I am meeting Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee. Are you kidding me? It was so awesome. Those guys were so cool. That was 2 of the coolest minutes of my life. Yeah, it was just 2 minutes tops. But I got my picture with him. I've unfortunately lost the picture. It was on my Facebook page years ago, which I got rid of. And so, unfortunately, I don't have any hard copies of it anywhere because my hard drive on my original Mac Tower blew out, and that's where it was at. I went to the website on the little keychain they gave me where it was on that for that tour, and it's somewhere in some server in fuck knows who where, Siberia somewhere probably. But I don't have a hard copy of that picture, which bums me the fuck out big time. But I did get to meet those 2 guys. They were super fucking cool. And Alex Lifeson is the reason I picked up a guitar and started playing guitar. Well, Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley probably were the first 2 guys that influenced me the most to want to be a rock star in my head. But Alex Lifeson was the guy. He was the guy, still is the guy for me. He's still my favorite guitar player of all time. Always will be, end of story. Getting to meet them was super fucking cool. Bested only by the birth of my kids. Most desired LP. I am not a major collector of vinyl and OG stuff. I'm never going to spend thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars on rare vinyl. It just does not interest me. I would rather have much more stuff that I can buy with my money than one single thing and say, oh, I've got an OG press of Dissection Storm of the Lightbane. It's cool. If you've got it, fuck yeah, man, you're awesome. And that is so cool. And it's a cool conversation piece. But to me, it's a record, man. And you know, I just don't have to have original presses of anything. I'm totally cool with represses on CD and vinyl. As you know, as I've said in my intro videos, I'm not the biggest vinyl guy. I'm getting there a little bit more. I'm collecting more of it, but it's not my jam. CD's always been my favorite medium, and always probably will be. But if I had unlimited funds and could do whatever I wanted and buy whatever I wanted, I think probably the two things I would buy would be an original UK pressing of Electric Ladyland by Hendrix. Yeah, it's got naked ladies on it, and that's not why I want it. I think it's just a super... First of all, Hendrix did not want that cover to go out, and when it came out, he was not happy about it. If you have the 50th anniversary Electric Ladyland, which I have the CD Blu-ray version of here, there was original art that was supposed to be focused on some Alice in Wonderland statues in Central Park in New York. That's what Hendrix preferred as the actual cover. I've got 3 or 4 copies of Electric Ladyland, some of the reissues and whatnot, and they're all different. This is badass, by the way, this 50th anniversary edition, which we'll do a video on Hendrix at one time, and that's going to be a massive one. But long story short, I would probably go for the Electric Ladyland UK pressing of that album. Also, there's a 33 disc Killing Joke set that I would love to have. It came out, I think, in 2013. I think it was either a private pressing or it was in conjunction with their label at the time, Spine Farm maybe. And it actually is 33 individual CDs with singles for all of their albums, and then the accompanying B-sides and bonus tracks. It's a massive set. When I get to Killing Joke, we'll talk a lot more about that, but it comes with like a book and fucking cigar wrappers that Jazz and Paul Raven smoked during the recording sessions for Hosannas from the Basements of Hell, which is a kick-ass Killing Joke CD. And all kind of accoutrement and swag. I would love to have that thing, but I think when it came out, I had just lost a job, or was in between jobs, and I had a condo and had a $1,400 mortgage, and I couldn't just blast out $350 on this set. I passed on it. Now I think I've seen a couple of them occasionally come up, and I think they were made to order. In fact, I don't know that there was a specific production number of them made, like 3,000 or 300 or whatever, but I think they were made to order. If you put an order in and prepaid for it, then they made one for you. I'm sure they made a few extras for resupply and things like that. But anyway, when they come up, they're in the $700-800 range, the ones I've seen. I haven't looked lately because it's not something I'm in the market for, but that's something I would probably hunt down. Okay, is there a question 8, band or artist I wish I had seen at, I guess, in concert? I would assume that's what that means. During maybe their classic apex period. Yeah, there's a bunch. In death metal, I wish I'd have, or in metal itself, I would have loved to have seen Savatage. They were playing in Baltimore at Hammerjacks on the Edge of Thorns tour, and I was planning to go to that show, and a couple weeks before that show happened, Chris Oliva was killed in a car accident, I believe by a drunk driver, and that really was fucked up and sad, because Chris Oliva, most underrated guitarist in metal. Fight me on that, it's true. Love Savatage, but I never got to see him, and I'm not a big... I like Trans-Siberian, but it's just not something I'd probably go see to go to a concert, because it's just, you know, it's a big stadium show type thing, or, you know, sports arena type thing, and it's just not my gig anymore. But I really wish I would have saw Savatage when they were at their apex. Death, Chuck Scoldiner's Death, I missed it, man. I fucked up. I totally missed the boat on those guys, and I would have loved to have seen Death, because I would say Death is probably 1, 2, or 3 in my top 3 death metal bands. I fucking love Death. I love every single thing they have ever done. I love Control Denied. I think Chuck was a genius, and I would have loved to have seen him live, because all of his bands always had fucking incredible players like you know, the Atomic Clock Hoagland, and you know, Steve DiGiorgio and Paul Masvidal and Bobby Cobley, and just so many great fucking musicians. Really missed out on that. So worst album art, I got 3. This band, iconic fucking band, man, iconic band. Sabbath, one of my all-time favorites, but god damn, their albums, some of them, are hideous looking. Never Say Die, what the fuck is that, dude? What is that? Technical Ecstasy, 2 robots fighting on an elevator. Come on, what the fuck? And the worst one of all, Paranoid, the ninja guy in a helicopter, I'm sorry, in a fucking motorcycle helmet, in shorts with a sword, and I'm sorry, that's the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. Also, Gary Newman, one of my favorite artists, Warriors in his total Mad Max mode. This thing is a pile of shit as a CD, quite frankly, only one listenable song on it. But Gary, what the fuck, dude? What the hell is up with that, man? It's just cheese. Can you say cheese? That's cheese to the max. Alright, last thing. Personal album or albums. I got 3. As you know, as I've said, I'm a prog rock guy. One of my favorite bands of all time, up there with Rush and Fates Warning and all those other bands I constantly reiterate in my videos, is a band called Marillion from the United Kingdom. And their first 3 albums are absolute classics to me, and they mean everything to me. I love this band, and I love the Fish era for the most part. I do like the Hogarth era later, but not nearly as much as the Fish era. This album I bought in 11th grade, strictly based on the artwork. Pretty sure I bought it in cassette and then bought it by album, which I have over there, and we'll do that in a future episode when we do Marillion. But this album means the world to me, and I remember jamming it in my 76 orange VW Bug in 1983. Every day I made people listen to that CD when they got in my car, and I fucking still love this album. As you can see, these are the 40th anniversary book editions. Do I have that right? There we go. These are the book editions, and they are signed by the original singer Fish, the Scottish singer. These are killer. They are 4-disc sets with Blu-ray. We'll talk more about them when we get to Marillion. But these albums, I don't have Fugazi because that one's not out yet, or it would be in this batch. This is their 3rd album, Misplaced Childhood, which really made them international, you know, pop, prog rock stars. Has the song Kaylee on it. Again, signed by Fish. Again, a 4 CD, 1 Blu-ray package. These are already, this one and this one are out of print. And I saw these were going for as much as $500 because they short printed them. I think they only made 10,000 copies. These rule. And the last one with Fish was called Clutching at Straws. This may be their most diverse and sonically amazing album. They were really on an upswing when Fish decided he wanted to go solo. Probably not the greatest idea, but I get why he did it, and he's had a pretty successful solo career that's winding down. But anyway, these 3 albums, Script for a Jester's Tear, Misplaced Childhood, and Clutching at Straws by Marillion, these 3 albums mean the world to me, and I still listen to them all the time. And I turn people on to them that don't know about them. So we'll go into Marillion deeply in a deep dive at some point in time, but that's the end, guys. Now, stay tuned, because I'm going to do something real trendy and weird, and you probably don't give a fuck. But if you do, hang around, because I think a little bit later I'm going to drop another video with part of my t-shirt collection. I probably have about 225 concert or band t-shirts. I'm going to go through, I don't know, 30 or so. We'll do a couple episodes of it, and I'll talk about if I went to a show. I'll give you some anecdotes about the show where I got the shirt at, and otherwise we'll talk about the bands that I have all these shirts from, and hopefully you enjoy it. Alright? Again, thanks for popping by. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.